Hello and welcome to Hospitality Hot Dish, fresh from the oven. I am Kate Conroy, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships here at Hospitality Minnesota, which is a member-driven organization dedicated to educating, supporting, and advocating for Minnesota's hospitality industry. What you can expect from the Hot Dish are conversations with restaurants, hotels, resorts, campgrounds, and the allied members who support those businesses in the state of Minnesota. We release a new episode every other Thursday, so be on the lookout for those. Speaking of which, you can find the Hot Dish just about anywhere you can download a podcast. We even put them up on YouTube, so check us out. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review so that the algorithm gets us in front of other awesome people just like you. With me today is Joe Henry with Lake of the Woods Tourism. Say hi, let the audience hear your voice.
Hey, everybody. It's Joe Henry, Lake of the Woods Tourism. It's good to be here, Kate. Thank you.
Of course. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. Joe, what is your favorite hot dish?
My favorite hot dish. I don't eat a lot of hot dishes. I just don't because, quite honestly, I don't make them myself, and my wife doesn't make them too much. But, I think tater tot hot dish. That's always been a favorite of mine, and it's a good. I've had other good ones though. I've had hot dishes with corned beef, and I've had them with just
Mm.
hot dishes can be just about anything. So, I
Hmm.
enjoy hearing though about. I think some of our politicians don't they do a hot dish contest out of the Capitol, and I think it's
Really?
yeah, I think so, and it's kind of fun to hear the different hot dishes that are being made by our legislators, and yeah, it's kind of fun.
I need to start interviewing legislators. My goodness, my whole world is going to open up.
Just ask a little recipe. That's all you need to ask them about. There's nothing else going on.
I love it. I know, right? There's nothing else going on in the legislature. It's been so quiet this spring, right?
Yeah, yeah. Every spring.
All right. Joe, in terms of hospitality, what
Yep.
is your why?
Well, I'll tell you, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I got pulled into hospitality. Lake of the Woods Tourism reached out to me about 12 years ago to see if I'd ever want to be part of that organization, and obviously it worked out. And I wasn't part of hospitality before that, but in many many ways I was because when there's a crossover skills and different things, and um, I got pulled in, and it was a very good fit for me. I think it was a good fit for my personality, my demeanor, certainly a work ethic, and Lake of the Woods tourism is a good fit for me too. So now I have the opportunity to talk to everybody about Lake of the Woods, and when you talk about hospitality, it means a lot of things, and I think to people from the outside looking in, it's hotels, resorts, restaurants. Boy, behind the scenes, there's a lot of moving pieces. I think it comes down to that old saying: the more you know, the more you realize you don't know, and that's
Yeah.
true with any industry. And it's I think if you're doing it right, it's very fascinating. It's very strategic. There's a lot of different levers you can twist and turn and pull, and I mean it's fascinating. It's good, and it's fun. It's a fun industry. People in the hospitality industry normally are very sharp people, but they're very nice people as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, yeah, I've discovered that. I mean, I joined Hospitality Minnesota about 7 months ago in November, and it has been so lovely to be embraced by such warm people. I mean, hospitality people really are the best.
It's funny, even in life, when you take a look at some of the most successful people, and there's always exceptions to every rule, but as a rule, successful people are typically very nice people, and they're people that are fun to
Yeah,
be around. And
yeah,
I think that the hospitality industry in Minnesota specifically is really that way. And but we got a lot of we have a great hospitality industry in Minnesota. We're known for tourism. We're known for our food. We're known for Minnesota nice. All those things, and that isn't by accident. Those things have been formed, and it's something that our state should be very proud of.
yeah, I fully agree. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Next question, Joe Henry with Lake of the Woods Tourism. What is your favorite Minnesota escape? And I realize this is a bit of a Sophie's Choice question.
Lake of the Woods, and I like fishing, and I like the outdoors. I like fishing. I like the resort community, and I was just up to the Northwest Angle as an example, just this week, and I had meetings going on. I had some family members that came, and they fished while I worked, and then I had a chance to jump in a boat one day with them, and I mean, in just one day, man, we made memories. We're out on a boat together. My sister makes a whole bunch of sandwiches. We normally eat them all, but we give her a hard time for that. And we bring some good snackies. We stopped to get bait at one resort, so we stopped at it and had a drink on an island resort. We caught walleye, saugers, monster crappie. We caught, I mean, a 35-inch pike and a 42-inch pike. A 42-inch pike is a 20-pound northern pike. It was my brother's personal best. I mean, we caught walleyes that were, keepers. We caught walleyes that were big, and we had to release them because of the protected slot in Lake of the Woods, which helps make that walleye fishery sustainable. It's just a neat area, Kate. And going to the angle, I mean, it's one of 4 exclaves across the U.S. It's where you actually have to travel. If you drive there, you have to drive 40 miles through Canada in order to reach the northwest angle. So it's kind of hard to get there. But once you get up there, it's the northernmost point of the contiguous U.S. It's where the 14,552 islands of Lake of the Woods begin. And it just feels different. It is just incredible. I've had friends and relatives reach out and say, "Hey, I know you're part of Lake of the Woods. We always thought about going to the Northwest Angle as an example." And they've gone up there and they're non-anglers. They don't fish much. And they've gone out with a guide amongst the 14,000 islands and said, "Yeah, we caught fish, but it's so much more than that and hard to explain unless you actually go there."
I love that. So do you need a passport to get there?
So if you travel by vehicle, you need a passport card, an enhanced Minnesota driver's license, or you can use a driver's license and an original birth certificate to get you across. Otherwise, we have, if you stay on the lake, you can stay in Minnesota and get up there and not have to go through Canada. And we have a passenger service called Lake of the Woods Passenger Service that takes you up via charter boat in the summer and Bombardier with tracks and skis, a big like a ice bus in the winter.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
It is amazing. It's cool. It takes you 42 miles across the water or the ice in the winter and delivers you to your favorite resort you're staying at up there. And we have about 15 resorts up there. And yeah, it's cool. They drop you off. You spend 3-4 days up there, whatever you're going to do. And then they'll pick you up and bring you back. And it's just again,
Amazing.
it's an experience. I asked one of the Northwest Angle resorters, why do you think this area is so special? And he goes, hard to get to. Not everybody can get here, and consequently, we just got the right amount of people up here, and keeps the riffraff out, and it's just nice.
Yeah. You sound like you have one of the best jobs in the world. And so my next question is, when you get down to the nitty-gritty, what do you do at Lake of the Woods Tourism? What is your job?
You know, so yeah, I always laugh because I'm in the media a lot. I do a lot of television, radio. I write articles. I do just I mean I'm out there a lot, and so a lot of people will know me if they are into fishing and stuff. And it's part of what I do. And man, do you have a dream job? Man, all you do is fish. Oh, I'll tell you something. I fish less now than I've ever fished. And
Oh,
I'm not complaining. I love my job, but it is. I work a lot of hours. Part of it is because I create so much content. That content, there's
mhm.
deadlines. It takes time, and then you got your normal stuff going on as well. In a nutshell, as a tourism, I'm the executive director of Lake of the Woods Tourism. In that role, I'm running a DMO. A DMO is a destination marketing organization, but as that term has morphed, we look at it more as a destination management organization. Give an example. So first off, in a nutshell, we're funded by a lodging tax. There's a 3% lodging tax in most communities in Minnesota. A few communities are grandfathered into a higher lodging tax at 8%, but the majority of communities in Minnesota have a 3% lodging tax. For every dollar spent on lodging, there's a 3% lodging tax in our area. And what that does, it creates a pool of money that allows us to market and promote our destination. In fact, lodging tax dollars, because they're tax dollars, they have to be used for marketing and promoting your destination. They cannot be used for other things, funding a chamber of commerce, funding a ice arena, Main Street projects. I mean, they're used for marketing and promoting your destination, period. And the reason for that is because it absolutely works. For every dollar spent on lodging in the state of Minnesota, there's a 5 to 7 time trickle down effect to the local economy. Food, booze, gas,
Yep.
bait, fishing guides, hardware stores, you can name it. So if we do our jobs right, the economy flows. And part of that is utilizing those lodging tax dollars in a very effective and responsible way. So I do all the advertising, marketing, promotions, events. Um, I was up to Lake of the Woods, up to the angle I mentioned to you, and up there we just had I call it a resort stakeholder meeting. We had U.S. Customs, U.S. Border Protection. We had Canada Border Services Agency. We had Minnesota DNR Enforcement. We had representatives from Tina Smith's office. We had a representative from Senator Klobuchar's office. We're an international destination when you talk about the Northwest Angle. Our South Shore borders Canada, and the Northwest Angle, you literally have to travel through Canada to get there. So we are very involved with many of those things. But to give an example, we had that meeting and we invited resorts, guides, and up there the local community. We had it both in person at the Northwest Eagle School up there, and we also had it via Zoom, and had great attendance. We talked about a lot of topics when you talk about going over that Canadian border and then re-entering the United States. And but to give you an example, that's part of the destination management. Certainly, I testify at the state capitol on occasion on behalf of not only Lake of the Woods but also tourism related matters. Um, yeah, so it's very laborious. We do sports shows, conferences. I'm on a, I'm on the, of course, the board. I'm on the board of directors for Hospitality Minnesota. I'm on the board for the Minnesota Association of Convention and Visitor Bureaus, and then I cross over because we're such an outdoors destination. And I myself, I'm a licensed charter captain, and I'm also a tournament angler. So I'm into fishing quite a bit, and that allows me the expertise from both a marketing and a fishing perspective to put materials out for Lake of the Woods. But I'm on a board for AGLOW. AGLOW stands for the Association of Great Lakes Outdoor Writers. A bunch of outdoor communicators, professional outdoor communicators getting together, along with outdoor companies, conservation organizations such as Ducks Unlimited, National Wild Turkey Federation, and the outdoor companies. I mean, it's a good mix. The companies need the media. The media needs the companies. The destinations are there. Everybody needs a place to go and do these outdoor activities. And then, of course, the conservation organizations, they fit in with all three of those entities just perfectly. So kind of gives you a little taste of what I do, and it's busy. I mean, it's whether it's going up and doing a TV shoot, and I'll give you a good one here. I do all this from my home office typically in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So I live remotely from Lake of the Woods by 4 hours and 40 minutes. And, people ask me, well, how often do you get to Lake of the Woods? And, my answer is as much as I need to. I get up there and, when I get up there, I jumble meetings together and try to be as efficient as possible. But living, centrally now, especially with the technology, isn't a problem. And, it allows me to get to the state capitol, the sports shows. I'm invited to an event with U.S. Coast Guard in Duluth coming up here shortly. Just you can see the variety of behind the scenes as the Lake of the Woods tourism director.
Yeah. My next question is twofold based on what you just said. When do you sleep and what keeps you up at night? Because my gosh, when do you slow down? That's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you, and everybody does things differently. And I've always been very, very involved in my career. That's just who I am. And I'm on pretty much 24/7. I'll have resorts reaching out to me at 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes they reach out 11 o'clock at night, and that's okay. Like I want to take those calls. I want to be that person that can help if there's ever a crisis or anything going on, whatever. I want to be there. I want to be that person that they can rely on, and it's important to me. So yeah, it is a lot of hours and stuff, but it's okay. It's part of my career, and it's a professional career, so it's just the way it is. The harder you work, the luckier you get, and I take it seriously. And certainly at time I try to turn off, but you got to have balance. But it's a very
Yeah.
laborious career, but it's good. It's fun. It's a fun career. A lot going on. And
Yeah.
as far as what keeps me up at night, politics. Really, honestly, anywhere you go, you have different schools of thought, and I can just say that as a rule in a tourism industry, if as an example, if they don't benefit from tourism, give an example. There's something called a halo, the halo effect. And what the halo effect is that Longwoods International coined the term, and they are a major, very professional research organization within tourism. And they do a lot of research with states and big cities and things. And one of the things they noticed is that across the entire U.S., that the tourism was actually driving economic development more than anything. And the reason for that is the tourism destinations were not only getting the word out, but they're creating the messages that people are hearing in order to drive them to a market. And normally people will go somewhere 3 to 5 times before they either decide to move there or start a company there. So with that being said, you know, somebody comes to Lake of the Woods and they come up 3, 4, 5 times. They really like it. They decide to buy a cabin up there, and now they don't want tourism. I mean, they don't want the extra traffic. You know what I mean? So it's kind of if you're
Yeah.
not involved in tourism, you're all it does is makes Main Street busier, and you might see a couple boats in your spot on the rainy river, and you know, not everybody benefits
Yeah.
from having a vibrant business or tourism community, and I understand that. And of course, you have small town politics. If you're not from here, you'll never be from here, and yeah, just different things like that that happens once in a while. And that's anywhere you go. It's just human nature. And those are the kind of things that make it actually the most challenging for me in our area and where I'm from. And that's just the honest answer. But you work through them, and you try to find common ground, and you have to just like the Bible says, you have to forgive, and you
Yeah.
know,
I
and you
love
just keep
it.
on rocking.
I love it. So, Joe, how can people get in touch with you if they want to come vacation in Lake of the Woods?
Yeah. You know what? Our website is Lake of the Woods MN for Minnesota, lakeofthewoodsmn.com. And on our website, we have everything. We have all the activities, the resorts, the lodging. You can get, jump on a charter boat and go fishing. Even if you're not an angler, you step aboard a charter boat, rods, reel, tackle, bait, licensed charter captain. They clean your fish. I mean, you're going to have a good experience. And, you know, all that's on our website. And we got videos on there, how-to videos if you want to bring your own boat. You want to come up ice fishing and, go to the Igloo Bar that's 3 miles out on the lake and watch TV and fish while you're drinking a beer. Hey, you can do that too. I mean, we got it all. And
That's
all that
amazing.
information is encompassed on our website. If you want to get a hold of me personally, just email me. And my email address is joe.henry at lakeofthewoodsmn.com.
Beautiful. Joe Henry with Lake of the Woods Tourism. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to all of you out there listening, we will see you next time. Bye.